Sounds good. 46, take two.
Hi, everyone. I am Jen Kauf. I'm the Global Head of Marketing and Creative at First. Welcome back to First Takes. This is a series where we spotlight various people from all across our agency to explore ideas and trends and expertise shaping the future of events and experiences and all the ways that we can connect with audiences around the world. So today, our topic is innovation in events. And this is everything from fresh approaches to audience engagement to production to technologies that are shaping our future, and we'll explore how innovation goes really beyond those tools. It's about mindset, it's about creativity, and most importantly, it's about creating that human connection. And I'm happy to have James Clarke joining me here today. He will share insights on how organizations can really push boundaries and spark new ideas and deliver events that really, really resonate. So hello and welcome to James.
Hey.
And I'd like to say we are doing First Takes for the first time live. James has helped with his production skills. We've set up this in-office studio here, so demoing live and in real time. So,
Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, let's do it. So to start off, I gave it a little bit away, but why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your role here at First?
Sure. My name is James Clarke, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm a Director of Program Operations here on one of our large embedded accounts. I started here about 7 years ago. I'm about to hit 8. It's been a journey.
Nice ride.
I come from a video production background and also a mix of hospitality, which have kind of melted together and formed me to be the person I am today.
Amazing. Well, thank you for being here. So diving in with the idea of innovation, let me know what you think about innovation in event production today. What is that word? It could be a loaded word. It sometimes implies heavy tech, and you do obviously work in tech, but really want to understand your perspective on the idea of innovation.
Innovation is solving a problem that exists in front of you, either with existing tools or creating a tool to solve for that problem. So for me, I think innovation is really about people. It's about a mindset. It's about being creative. It's about seeing things that other people don't see. So I'm not always talking about technology when I'm talking about innovation. I'm talking about empowering people, getting their ideas, seeing where their pain points are, and then creating solutions for that with whatever's available, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be an AI tool.
Yeah.
Right?
You tipped off where we're going to go in a little bit, but you've mentioned you've been with the company for 8 years. You work, we call it embedded. We have clients that we call it solutions. It's embedded and actually on client campus. So how have client expectations evolved over the years, specifically in the area of innovation? What are you seeing in terms of what client needs are?
Yeah, I think our clients have evolved to a point where originally they were just trying to get a message out. They were just trying to relay information. And now they're thinking about, how do we make these messages resonate? How do we make them sticky? And how do we do that with what we already have? What can we do? Is there a moment that we can create? Is it with music? Is it with lighting? So that's kind of what we're seeing with our clients is they're just thinking about, how can we make this more memorable and worth the time and investment of us all getting together?
Yeah, and I think it touches on your teams and our production teams everywhere having the foundations all in play so that then you can be just talking and thinking with the client on ways to evolve and ways to innovate because everything else is good and ready to go and all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, right?
Yeah.
So everything is good to go so that you can then kind of play and experiment from there, and how do you elevate it?
Absolutely, because one thing that I think our team prides itself on is we're not necessarily order takers. We'll supply the client with what they need, right? Whatever the deliverable is, but we're a partner.
Yeah.
Hey, we can do it this way. Hey, we can use this innovation. Hey, we can create something for you, or we can find a better way to deliver this for you, rather than just say, sure, you want this? Here it is. So I think that's our big key to innovation is our partnership and our deep, insightful connection with our stakeholders.
Yeah, I think being like just solutions oriented in our approach for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you tip the hat a little bit to the idea of AI. Of course, it's something we want to talk about. And I would say I've seen it. You're an AI enthusiast. You're a member of our AI Innovation Task Force. We've sat and you've demoed some of the work that you've done. So how do you see that playing a role specifically in event production and even more specifically with your teams? How are you using AI to enhance the work for your teams?
Yeah, I'm a dreamer. I see what it could be. I see what we could do with it. Right now, the very first thing we've done with AI is we've created these language models. So we're using these language models for our complex, dense processes, right? So if a service is X and there's all these different things that go into providing that service, our teams that deliver that service sometimes get tripped up. They have questions. Hey, and I have to ask my manager this. I have to ask my manager that. I'm not sure if I should do this. How do I execute on this? So we've taken all those complex, dense processes, put it in a model, and now our teams can ask the model, hey, if it's on this day in this room and this is happening, what do I do? And it'll tell you with pretty good accuracy. And then obviously you double check it, you ask your manager, but you've already collected a bunch of information and put you on the right track. So that's the first thing we're doing, and that's like the first step. There's numerous steps, and we're very early in the process of adopting AI into our workflows, but we're doing that in an intentional way. We're being very purposeful and thoughtful about it. So it's really about eliminating redundancies and eliminating kind of mundane tasks rather than totally taking over a workflow.
Yeah.
Right. I use it all the time for emails, for like cleaning up a document I might be creating, helping with some creative on a deck, fixing some images. So I think there's all these little ways where we're already starting to adopt it. In the wider event production world, I think, it's going to be like our friend versus our replacement.
Yeah, I know with our creative teams, they're utilizing it to really help along and have efficiency too. So we're definitely seeing the production get touched in a lot of ways. There's so much opportunity, and I think what's great is the teams here at First are really excited about it. You're one of those, like I said, enthusiasts. You're definitely an ambassador, kind of leading the way and helping people embrace as we become more AI native as a team. So thinking about that and thinking about the AI-driven tools, how do you see the role of production evolving in time as influenced by it?
Yeah, I think there's some pretty bold directions that AI can take us in the future, and it's all about how we embrace and work with those things and get alongside them very early. I think there's definitely opportunities in the technical delivery side. So for our technicians that run the events, the audiovisual on our events, I could see opportunities where, there'll be AI camera tracking. So instead of a technician having to follow the person with the camera will automatically follow the speaker. And then it'll be one of our techs who's cutting between the different cameras, right? Because that's a human thing. You have to have that intuition and know when to do that. Or helping our audio technicians with mixing a show, right? Like mixing the levels, making sure there's no feedback. But all those things are companioned with a human being. It's not a total replacement. So I think where we're going to go is we're just going to get deeper and deeper into a scenario with technology, especially event production, where you're working alongside it, almost like a peer or a companion. And it's about how we adopt it, how we use it, and really like shaping it the way we want it to go.
Yeah, it's seeing it as opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So kind of thinking through the idea of opportunity, what advice would you give to event professionals who want to bring more innovation? What kind of mindset do you think it requires to bring innovation into production work?
Yeah, you've got to be curious.
Yeah.
You've got to be curious. You've got to be bold. You've got to not be afraid to fail. You got to fail forward in these. And some use all the cliches.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You got
them all in there.
You got to throw them all in because it's true, right? Like when we did this LM thing, it could have totally failed and fell on its face and been a complete disaster, and people could have hated it, and we would have just had egg on our face. I would have just wiped it on and just keep going and find the next thing to do and the next thing, and eventually we would have found something that would have resonated and worked for the problem we're trying to solve for. So you got to just know that it's not always going to work. You got to know that when you're bringing new things on board, sometimes adoption is not always quick. It takes sometimes, especially in a large organization, it takes time for people on different levels to buy in to what we're trying to do and see the vision and see where the efficiencies can be added and the productivity can be boosted. So you just got to know that there's going to be hurdles. You got to be resilient to get through them. You got to be smart. You got to be collaborative, and you got to lay it out in a way where it makes sense to everybody. Can't just make sense to a problem you're trying to solve. It has to make sense for a wider organization.
Love that. And I really like where you started with, I know we said they were cliche, but true, that idea of being curious, right? And experimenting and not being afraid to try different things out, because that is really what innovation is all about. All right. Well, thank you for all of that. We do like to end with some speed round.
Okay.
I keep calling them
Lightning round? Or
medium round, because people sometimes think it through. We're going to try and do it as a speed round here. So, okay. What is a hobby that you would love to pick up?
Golfing. Yeah, my kids golf. I want to get good and beat them up with golf.
All right. I thought it was me bonding time, but you went right to beating them. Mountains or beach getaway?
Beaches.
Yes.
Every day, all day.
I support that. We
Yep.
see eye to eye there. Favorite comfort food?
Totones. Plantains, for those of you who are not familiar.
You make them?
No, eat
Okay.
them.
Okay.
I am an eater of them.
Fair
Yes.
enough. And what is a small daily ritual that makes you happy?
Yes, absolutely. Is walking my dogs, Riza and Ghostface, and then picking up my children from school and dropping them off at school. Those are my magic moments in the day.
Both great. I love the names of the dogs.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us today, James, and for sharing your insights and your background. And it's always great having conversations with you. So thanks again. And thank everyone who tuned in today for another episode of First Takes. It was great hearing and talking about innovation and how the evolving role of AI specifically is impacting our industry with so much opportunity. It's really a conversation that we will continue to explore in future episodes. So please do stay connected for more, come back for different perspectives and ideas from our team, and we look forward to seeing you the next time.
Sounds good. 46, take 2.